Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Monday to you. It's a little echoey in here because it's still kind of empty. I am Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop, and today we are here for our Flosstube. It is Monday, September 19th, 2022, and welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. How is everyone doing, and how was your weekend? I, as you can see, am barely put together today. Still kind of getting back into the swing of things after getting back from Garden of Quilts. And if you saw my post yesterday, while I was gone, my husband cleared out this space and painted it. So no more green paint for you guys to look at behind me. Now we have this, I think it's called Aqua Mist is the color of it. So it really lightens up the room. Like it has really brightened it up in here, kind of remarkably. So it's much brighter, but all of the stuff that is typically in here is still in the dining room. We moved some stuff back in last night. I feel like Henry was in here with me. You are, you little stinker. Henry was just in here. So we moved some stuff back in last night, like this is going to be my floss storage cabinet. There's going to be more behind me, but we didn't have time to hang anything or get stuff ready. And I knew you guys wouldn't hold it against me. So there will be more finishing to do. But for right now, we got the cutting station back in here, which is what I have the live stream on. So that my cutting table's back in here, my sewing table's back in here, but there's lots more that needs to be put back in here. And my husband started to put it back in last night. He was all in a rush. We got to get everything back in there. And I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm putting stuff back in there. I said, no, I don't want it just all shoved back in there. I want to organize it as I bring it back in. Otherwise, when you have a really small space, you end up moving piles from here to there to here to there to here to there to kind of get everything lined up the way you want to. And I would rather bring it in with a plan rather than just bring it in and have to figure it out once it gets in here. So that's my long painting story for you. Aren't you glad I'm back with so many long stories for you? Let's see who is here. And is it echoey to you guys? It feels echoey to me. So hopefully it's not too echoey for you. Tammy S., hello. Welcome back, she says, to those stitchers that went to Garden of Quilts. I really enjoyed seeing the pictures that were posted. Hello, Ruth P. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Jane. Hello, Sandy. Hello. Are you still traveling? I think you're still traveling. Hello, Lonnie. Hello, Jane. Hello, Kay. She says, hello, happy stitchers, and Angela from Missouri. It's a hot one today. I'm still fighting COVID. Kay, you need to get better. That's been a long time. Hello, Sharon. Sandy says, driving towards Zion National Park. We'll see how long I can watch until the reception goes away. Sharon says, Kay, get better soon. Carrie, hello. Look at your new room. I know. What do you guys think of the color? Do you like it? Is it better for your viewing pleasure than the green? I would really like to know. Hello, Lori. Jane says, ooh, I love the color. It looks great. Oh, that's good to hear. Chris Vine. Hello. It's so good to see you. Chris, and so, oh my gosh, so many Garden of Quilt stories. And I'm hesitant to share today because I know that there are cross stitchers. This is technically a Flosstube. And I know that some cross stitchers don't really want to hear about it. So I'm going back and forth in my mind right now about sharing today or holding off and waiting till Thursday and sharing more then. Darlene, happy Monday. You got lots of quilting done. That's really good to hear. Hello, Judy from Wisconsin. Hello, April. Spent the weekend doing a local shop hop and then organizing all my finds. That sounds like fun. Hello, Debbie. Pretty colors, says Judy. Love the colors, says Sharon. Tammy S says, very pretty color. Love the color, says Gail. Oh, good. Well, that's good feedback. I hope you like it. Brandy, hello. Hello, all. I hope you had a wonderful trip to Garden and Quilts. Good to see you again, my friend. Room looks good. Nice echo. It is echoey. Oh, I got to get more stuff back in here and it won't be so echoey. Hello, Colleen. How are you? Hello, Lori. Lori says, love the color. Sharon says, love the color. So pretty. Hello, Jen. I see you are unpacking. I hope it's going well for you. Sharon, how did the family do without you? So they did okay. They did pretty well. My poor husband, he's just like, when you're not here, like, run here and there and everywhere. And my little one, because then there's only one, typically when both of us are here, one can stay with her and the other one can go do running. So her schedule is pretty relaxed, pretty calm. But when there's just one of us, then we got to wake her up and you have to get her up early in the morning and she doesn't get to nap as long as she typically would. So she was pretty tired last week because she just didn't get kind of uninterrupted sleep. Every time they had to go someplace to run the kids, she had to be woken up. So that was a little bit of a bummer for her. But I spoke to her multiple times every day. She actually was on FaceTime with me when I was walking through the garden part of the time. So she got to see part of the garden and some of the quilts. And she really enjoyed that. My middle daughter had a volleyball game on Thursday night and got hit in the head, apparently pretty hard. And so she's still having some issues from that. I didn't realize while I was gone, like how serious it was. And so not that it's super serious, but she's still having some head stuff going on. So that was not good, not ideal. And when you're not feeling good or when something like that happens, you always want mom. And so when I was talking to my husband that night, or maybe it was the next night, he said she really misses you, She wants you here to comfort her. Apparently he just wasn't cutting it. So it's just stuff like that, that pops up and it's unexpected. There's nothing you can do about it. But overall, I would say they did okay. And it was really funny. I got back late Saturday night, like after midnight. And the next morning, I had talked to my little one, told her she called like right as I was boarding my first flight. I said, I'm on a plane. I just got on the plane. I'm coming back to you. And she goes, you are? And then you could hear her say, Dad, she's coming back. And so then I said, I will see you in the morning. I won't be able to see you yet today, but I will be there in the morning when you wake up. So just let me know when you wake up. And so the next morning she goes, I could hear through the monitor. She goes, Mom, are you here? And I grab the monitor. I go, I'm here. Get down here so I can give you a hug. And she comes running down the hallway and I jumps into bed. And so she was my buddy for pretty much all day yesterday. She stuck pretty close to my side. So it was good. Everybody did good. Everybody was just fine. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Sue. I got to meet Sue at Garden of Quilts too. We're walking through a quilt tent and all of a sudden I hear Angela. And I was like, yes. And then she goes, I recognized your voice. It was so good to run into you. Hello, Deanna. She says, love the pink color. It's so refreshing. We did debate about yellow. I know a lot of you guys had said maybe like a sunshiny or buttery yellow. And so I brought it up to my husband and he was like, oh, not yellow. And I was like, what? What do you have against yellow? He goes, I'm not a big fan of yellow. I said, well, I'm not a super big fan of yellow either, but it could be, like nice and bright. This is how a husband kind of solidifies a paint color choice. He said, I just don't know it'll be good with your coloring. I was like, what? He goes, I think blues are better for you. You should have blue around you. And I was like, okay, back up. So yellow's not good for my coloring? What does that mean exactly? Because since you married me, I thought that maybe any color was good with my coloring. He was like, near, 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 backing it up. Like, why didn't we go like that? So it was funny. I was just giving him a hard time. I was not mad. I was just teasing him, and he was like, "Uh-oh, calm down, buddy. You're fine." Um, Sharon, hello. Jen says, glad to be back. I missed last week's live, getting ready to go. But we had a stitch night. We sure did. We had a stitch night while we were there. Hello, Jean. Jen says, I'm glad you all liked the photos. I was hoping I didn't post too much. Thank goodness somebody was posting, because I did not take any photos of anybody with anybody that I met there, other than the photos that other people took and shared with me. I'm horrible. Hello, So Crazy. Jean loves the wall color. That's good to hear. Sharon says, oh no, praying for your daughter. Yeah, I think she'll be fine. She did message me today and said that her headache was back, and she's supposed to have a game tonight, so I'm not sure that she's going to play. So I think she'll be fine, but that stuff happens sometimes. Sharon says, I bet Mom is much more appreciated now. Well, let's hope so. I don't know if I am or not, but it sounds good to say, let's hope so. Judy says, prayers for her. I hope she recovers well. Thank you. Sharon says, that's precious about your little one. Jen says, it was my dogs that aren't letting me out of their sight. The teenager, he's fine. No kidding. No kidding. Amy's Quilty Adventures. Hello. Amy said, I voted yellow, but the aqua looks great. I hope you had a good time at Garden of Quilts. You're sick? What's wrong? Why are you sick? Sharon says, ha, 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 men. I have to give him a hard time, right? Jen says, I'll get with you and send you all my photos. Oh, good. I have the ones that I think we took together, but I didn't get a picture with Lori. No, I did not. Nancy, what do you think about that? I did not get a picture with Lori at Garden of Quilts. And I'm just horrible about it. I'm horrible about taking pictures with my own family. Like if I say, oh, let's get a picture, that is a rare thing. It honestly does not happen very often. I'm terrible about taking pictures with my family or of my kids. Typically my husband does most of that stuff. I just don't think of it. And so literally I met Lori. She was the first person at Garden of Quilts that I saw, and had a lovely time with her. It was brief because she's very busy. She's teaching and stuff was very, very busy. But oh my gosh, I was so happy to spend some time with her, and I cherish any time that I can have with Lori, because it's just nice. Like she's just a nice person to be around, and kind of just hang out with. Like it was nothing earth-shattering. It was just spending time with each other, and that was really, really nice. And so I always appreciate it anytime that I can have time to spend with Lori, because she's a good egg. So I was really thankful for that. And then I met Cindy Cloward, who is like the warmest hostess you could ever ask for. She's so friendly. Like I cannot imagine having the entire weekend, even longer than a weekend, walking around and just chatting with everybody that you come across who wants to chat with you. She's very, very giving of her time and very personable. She's just like the nicest person ever. But did I get a picture? No, I didn't. Didn't get a picture with Lori. So maybe Lori will vouch that we actually met. Otherwise, you're just going to have to trust me. But I did not get a picture with Lori at Garden of Quilts. I know. It was my middle daughter. It was R. Jen says, was it D or your middle daughter? It was my middle daughter. You'll remember we were stitching and I got the message from her that she had gotten hit in the head. And I was like, oh, are you okay? Thinking it was no big deal. And she said, yeah, I'm fine. But then later on, when I was talking to my husband, he's like, I don't know. And then after I got home, he was like, she's had a headache every day and had some light sensitivity and some nausea and issues like that. So I don't know. I don't know. No, says Sharon. No picture with Lori or with Beverly. No. I met Bev at Meet the Maker. I was like a few people deep from her at her table, and she looked up and she saw me and she was like, ah. And then I snuck around the back of the table because I wanted to give her a hug. And I got back there and she grabbed me and gave me the biggest, tightest hug. She gives the best hugs. And she's like, I am so happy to finally meet you. But did I get a picture to commemorate it? No, I did not. I didn't. And I take so many, they roll their eyes, says Jen. Amy says, sore throat, flu, COVID test is negative though. Well, my goodness, feel better. It is no fun to not feel well. So, Amy, I really hope you feel better. Colleen says, did you meet Cindy? Yes, I did. She's very, very nice. She said, I've heard all about you and Happy Little Stitch Shop. It was really sweet. I was like, uh-oh. And she goes, all good? It's all good? And I said, oh, that's so good to hear. Chris says, I got a hug from my youngest, but it was like I wasn't gone for 8 days at all. 17-year-old. Guess he will be ready for college next year, right? It's a good test a little bit. Like I wasn't worried so much about my older ones. I thought, they're super busy. They're involved in their own stuff. They'll be fine. It was just my little one that I was like, how's it going to go? But then when I got home, I had to ask all of my kids, did you miss me? And each of them said yes, that they did. And then I proceeded to tickle all of them. And then they were like, I don't miss you anymore. When are you leaving again? Colleen says Cindy is sweet. She is very sweet. She's very, very nice. Kara says, bummer, no photo with Lori. I love the photos posted. Yeah, so I got some photos, but no photos with any of the designers. Christopher Thompson was super nice, very kind of chill and but fun, like very nice. Amy Smart, she was another one who was like so bubbly. Her personality was so bubbly and happy. I just could hardly stand it. Like I just wanted to be in her presence and soak it all up. It was just really fun, but I didn't get pictures of any of those people. Heather Peterson, met her a few times. Like we ran into each other a few times throughout the time there. And she was very, calm, cool and collected, very busy with teaching and like all the stuff that she had going on, but so, so nice. She was very nice as well. Glad you met her, says Colleen. Kara says, keep the photos coming. Darlene says, I'm so glad you decided to go on the trip, Angela. And thankfully, okay, so one of the best parts was getting to meet, I met Jen, I met Chris, I met Betsy from our Happy Little Stitch Shop community, I met Sandy, and then we met Martha and her sister Liz, who's also part of our Happy Little Stitch Shop community, and I met Sue, and I met Leanne. I can't remember if there were others, but those are at least the people that I can remember. And that was probably the best part. Like walking and hearing somebody say, Angela. And I'm like, what? And then find out it's a customer. And it was so nice to meet people, like in person, because we have this exchange all the time. And then the people who were there wore their Happy Little Stitch Shop shirts. And they shared lots and lots of stories about how they met through our community. And then they were meeting there for the first time. And I tell you, people would swear that this was not the first time that we were meeting because we were having a crazy good time. Like one of those things where you're together. So when we were at Meet the Maker, we were some of the last people there. And so we started to move out of the tent so that the designers could like pack up and leave. And we're laughing hysterically in the tent. We move outside the tent, stop for another little chat, and end up spending a crazy amount of time there, again, laughing hysterically. So I would say the best part was our community and being able to meet people from our community and chat with each other. And it's crazy how much you can connect with people in person after knowing each other this way. It kind of blew my mind a little bit. And then also having so much stuff in common through this channel, through this channel of connection. and how that conveys itself in reality. So it was really cool to be able to meet happy little stitchers. Going into it, you never know, like, how's it going to go? Is it going to be comfortable? Is it going to be awkward? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then it's like you just fall into this very comfortable space, and you stitch with each other, and you chat with each other, and you share your lives with each other, and you laugh a lot and joke around with each other. Like, it was really refreshing. It was really surprisingly refreshing. I didn't have any expectations, and it was very, very nice. Kara says, I was so excited that you could meet Lori in person. Sorry, messaging from my phone. Obviously, I don't know how to do that correctly. You're good. I can make it out. Laurel, hello. How good to see you. Jen says, everyone there was great, whether Ashland Gardens, Riley Blake, fellow makers, or designers. Absolutely. And she says, that was the best part. Meeting happy little stitchers. Is that what you mean? Amy says, awesome, you got to meet Lori and other designers. It was so nice. Jen says, we were causing a scene at Meet the Maker. I did feel a little bit bad about that afterwards. Like, were we super loud? Because I hope not. I don't want to like give a obnoxious impression, but it was one of those moments where you're so involved in what's going on that you kind of forget where you are, like throwing your head back, laughing out loud, and just kind of no regard for what's going on around you, because you're just lost in the moment. And so I think everybody was kind of laughing about it, not annoyed with it. Debbie says, how special to meet Happy Little Stitch Shop members. Totally jealous. Well, I'm hoping that it will happen with more people eventually. Judy says, sounds like so much fun. Sharon says, do you think you will go back? So this is the big dilemma for me, because next year my little one will be starting 4K. So that's the big hang up. And then the following year, full day kindergarten. So that's kind of the big dilemma for me. I would love to go back because, like I said, it was a lot of fun, and I would love to meet more of you and be able to meet more of you in person. But I don't know, because then the other side of that balance is life and what needs to happen there. So I don't know. Not sure. I would for sure go back, like without a doubt. I would go back. I just don't know how it will pan out with life. Yes, says Jen, meeting all of you. Oh, good. That's what I thought you meant. Jen says, I think they heard us, but they loved our story. It wasn't anything. Oh, good. I think we caused a happy scene where we went, oh, good. Thank goodness. Because after the fact, I was like, I just could not stop laughing. Chris Vine is kind of really funny, as is Jen, as is Sandy, as is Betsy. And that was kind of the core group. And then we met other people kind of in and out. Martha's super sweet. But I was like laughing out loud, totally unaware of my volume level. But I hope it was a happy scene. That's what I hope. Judy says people will remember you if you yeah. So Christopher Thompson commented on a post that I did yesterday. He goes, you brought the party. I was like, we had so much fun. It was a good time. Jen says, happy scene. Love that. Jen says, we're already planning to go back, hoping more of us can all meet. I understand family first always, says Sharon. Jen says family. Family schmamily. Just kidding. Oh, they're going to remember us all right. Every time I saw Christopher, we were laughing. Yeah, that's the other thing. And then Jill Finley. She made me cry a little bit because she shared such a sweet story with us when we were walking. And I don't think anybody could tell because I had my sunglasses on, so I was a cool crier. But she made me a little bit emotional, and she got a little bit emotional. So I can't wait to get Hush 2 and share with you the fabric that she designed for that collection, because she shared the inspiration and the meaning behind it. And it was very personal and very touching to her, which I'm like a sympathetic crier. I have a sister who's a sympathetic vomiter, but I don't do that. But I am a sympathetic crier. So anytime somebody gets emotional, I'm like, determined to hold it together. But oftentimes I can't, because I can just like feel that emotion and then I just can't hold it in. Jen says, I love Jill and her story. It was fabulous. Jill was super, super nice. She said, let's collaborate. I'll do an exclusive for you guys. Like Jill Finley was very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. A sympathetic crier is way better than the other. Absolutely. So it was a good time. I hope to share more stories with you guys on Thursday. I don't want to take up too much cross-stitching time with garden quilt stories, but it was a really good time. And my husband was like laughing at some of the stories that I was telling him, I was sharing with him. He was laughing about it. And he said, I'm so glad that you got out and that you had a good time, because my gosh, it has been years. It has been years. So it was really, really nice. Judy says, you're cracking me up. Next time I'm crying, I'm going to put on my sunglasses and be a cool crier. I feel people's pain like that too. Yeah, I'm very much an empathetic person. Like I feel like I'm an empath. Is that what they call it in those superhero movies? Those people who have those powers. Yeah, cool sunglasses make crying not so noticeable. Okay, so today I have been busy trying to control the massive shipments that we have received at Happy Little Stitch Shop while I was gone. So my little one and I were at the shop this morning going through the boxes, and they were all stacked like really high with little kind of box-like caves here and there. So she was having a really good time climbing into the little nooks and crannies of the box tower and finding a place to lay down. And then I would be taking boxes and putting stuff away. And she's like, no, don't take my boxes. Like, yes, it's necessary. We have to get through this. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share with you is I'm sorry if my chair keeps creaking. Maybe sometime I can invest in a new one. But I got some new chunky thread in. Basil has arrived. So basil is in the shop. And I have happy news for you guys. That's a lot of, not all of the colors, but a lot of the colors that didn't come in that first shipment of chunky thread back in August, they're on the way to me now. A lot of the ones that weren't included in the second one, I've gotten a shipment notification that they're on the way to me now. And so there are a lot in that shipment that will be included in the new shipment. I'm going to try to see if I can tell you what is coming. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so we have aqua coming, peony, red, lipstick, frosting, breezy, more basil, and some wheat. So that should be arriving sometime this week. Of course, as soon as I get it in stock, I will put it in inventory. If you've clicked the notify me button, you'll get notification. You'll get an email notification that it's in stock again. But basil is here already. Some of the basil, more is to come. And then the rest of those colors will be arriving this week. So that's exciting. And while I was gone on the plane, I did get some, not many, and during our stitch night, I got some granny squares. I'm continuing to add to my granny square stash. This is for the big Afghan that I'm making. I didn't finish that pillow yet that I was working on. I have one more round to add to that, and then I think it's going to be big enough for me to make the pillow. I'm going to make a cover for the pillow form, and then get that pillow finished, and then add that scalloped border, which I haven't done yet, so I'm kind of anxious about that a little bit, but that'll be fun to do. It doesn't look like it's too crazy hard. And then I'll have that second pillow done. And for Funtober, I'm getting ready for our crochet along in October for the pillow, the autumn pillow. And you'll see that Lori shared colors that she's doing for her fall pillow. She shared a couple options. I'm going to do the diagonal one because I thought those colors were perfect. And I just love those diagonal pillows. I think they're so cute. So I'm going to do the diagonal fall one, but I think I'm going to do mine bigger. I don't think I'm going to do another 12-inch. I think I'm going to try to do it bigger. Debbie says, woohoo, couple of those colors of chunky thread I need. I know that some of you are waiting on some of those colors, and so they're coming, they're on the way. So keep that in mind for October, for the pillow, for the fall pillow, for a crochet along. Sue Crazy says, are you finding the weight of your Afghan is really heavy? Well, not yet, because I haven't put together any of my rows yet. I need to start doing that. I'm going to start, hopefully once I can get this room together, I want to start blocking the ones that I have done. All of those that you just saw, I have like a chunk in there that I need to add my 5th round to. And then, but I have a bunch that already have the 5th round done that I want to start blocking and putting together. Are you liking it though? I like a heavy Afghan. Is it heavy when you get it done? I like a heavy Afghan. I like a little weight to it. So is it heavy for you, So Crazy? And do you like it or not like that? Okay. And then today, because we were just traveling and bags for traveling is so important, I pulled a bunch of project bags and a few charms that we have in the shop. So Bloom Where You Are Planted is the newest canvas zipper bag from Lori Holt. Kind of goes along with her Bee Gingham line, which, by the way, Bee Ginghams are in transit to me right now, so they should be arriving this week as well. So this is a zipper pouch, canvas zipper pouch that's all ready to go. Add a charm and you've got a project bag all done. We have the little prairie vinyl pouch, which this is what I'm holding my floss in for our prairie life so long. I have it in a little prairie vinyl pouch. I just felt like it was appropriate. So this is great for floss. It's great for, little things that you need to pack in your suitcase. It's like a great little makeup bag. It's perfect. So this is in the shop, ready to ship. Then we have the Gingham on the Go bags. Get a set of 3 bags, small, medium, and large. Gingham on the Go. The small is 8 by 10.5 by 2.5. The medium is 10.5 by 13 by 3.25. And the large is 13 by 15.5 by 4. So good sizes. So those are in the shop. This is one of my favorites. It's called Denim Daisy, and it's by Lori Holt. And I love it with this little daisy teapot charm, which has been restocked. I pulled this to share with you because it's back in stock. It was out of stock for a very long time, but it's back now. So daisy denim bag we have in the shop. And then we have these Mad for Plaid in charcoal, olive, and berry. And I pulled these little charms because they are perfect to go with any of these Mad for Plaid bags to make a perfect little Christmas project bag. So this one, these are by April Rosenthal. This set is to go with her candy cane fabric collection. So super cute. Look at that. Add it to a bag. It's perfect. These are also by April Rosenthal. This would be super cute to add to any Christmas project bag. And then this one, this set is by Sweetwater Fabrics. Also super cute. I'll maybe do this one with gray. Charcoal. So cute. A little Christmas touch. So those Christmas charms, these bags, you're getting ready for some Christmas stitching, and you need a quick project bag. Those are some good options. So Crazy said, I made my Afghan with 6 rounds per square. My Afghan is 8 by 12 squares so far. I have enough squares to make another 8 by 12 square Afghan. I'm finding it really cuddly. Oh, good. It's nice and cuddly. That's good. That's good. And then, okay, so I shared this charm, the teapot one by Lori Holt. And I got back in stock. This one is a very sought after charm. And I got it restocked. It was on back order for a while, but it's back in stock now. This is the Sewing Machine charm by Lori Holt. Of course, Prairie. Because we're getting ready. We're in the midst, kicking off our Prairie life stitch along. So the Prairie Wagon. And then I think I shared these last week, but this is new in the shop. The Bee Gingham flower pot arrived. So that's super cute. Okay. And then Stacy, hello. This work thing is interfering with crafty time. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully you're still able to get some stuff done. Okay, I also have some new charts that have arrived from Needlework Expo. So before I last week on our Flosstube, I shared a bunch of charts that had arrived last week. Primrose Cottage Stitches, Annie B's, Luminous Fiber Arts. I can't remember all the rest of them, but just a ton of charts have hit the shop. Cross-stitching charts have hit the shop, brand new from Needlework Expo. And now I have a chunk more that arrived when I was gone, and I got them online this morning so I could share with you today. So first up, these first two are restock. They were out of stock by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and I now have them in stock again. The first one is Love Spring at Pansy Patch Manor. These are super popular charts. I get asked for these often and finally have them restocked for you. And this is also from the same series, but it's for the fall season. So this is Faith Fall at Pansy Patch Manor. Perfect for right now to get in the fall mood with your stitching. So those are both restocks. And now we have some new ones. This one is called Tulip House Sampler by Pansy Patch Manor. So cute. And this one is super cute. It's called Little Red Schoolhouse Pin Keep 1862 by Pansy Patch Manor. This one is a new release for Needlework Expo, as is the Tulip House Sampler, I think. But, oh, sorry, there was glare on that one. This one is super cute too. All her designs are just lovely, says Stacy. I agree. And then I have a few from Autumn Lane Stitchery. These are the first ones from Autumn Lane Stitchery that are in the shop, that we've had in the shop. So I thought they were super cute. I don't know much about this designer, but I thought these patterns were super, super cute as I was shopping for Needlework Expo. So I got them. This first one is called Smell My Feet by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Plus, it's such a cute name. Autumn Lane Stitchery. How cute is that? So Smell My Feet, just in time for Halloween. It's so darling. I think it's fun and cute. This next one is called Halloween No-Me's. They're just too cute not to get. With the little candy corns up on top. Halloween No-Me's. Super cute. And then this last one, I kind of love owls and I love fall. And so this is taking those two things and mash them together. It's called Happy Owloween. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's cute. Look at that scarf and that hat and those leaves. Super cute. Bex from Texas. I love that flower pot. Isn't it darling? It's so cute. Look at that. It's darling. Right now, I'm having serious flashbacks to when I first started this YouTube channel because I'm facing a different direction than I was before. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but before the background was over there and now I'm against this wall. And this is where I started. It was against this wall and I had nothing behind me at the beginning. And so I'm having serious flashbacks right now to starting at the beginning. And I'm thinking I should not be as comfortable with you people as I am. Stacy says, Autumn Lane is a husband and wife duo from Utah. They're definitely characters and a lot of fun. Oh, that's good. Jean says, I love fall too. Jean, it is my favorite season. Favorite by far. And I love winter at Christmas time. And then I kind of get over it. But fall, I just love like the crispness and the colors and sweaters and coziness and hot chocolate. Like I love fall. I love it. I think it's supposed to start getting cooler here next week. It's still in the 70s, like mid to high 70s here, which is lovely. It's beautiful. There was a lot of humidity yesterday, so that wasn't so fabulous. But today the humidity is gone. But next week, I think it's supposed to start to get into like the 50s and 60s. And I'm kind of like, oh, it's going to be so nice. Get out the warmer clothes. It'll be great. Bex says that wall paint is a beautiful background. Do you think so, Bex? I appreciate that because it is really hard. I'm noticing right now that my husband got paint on the light switch. So our light switch is also aqua. That's awesome. So I find it really hard to pick a paint color. Oftentimes I don't have a problem. Like I kind of know what my palette is for paint, but in a sewing studio, I found it really hard because you want it to be light enough, but you know, play nicely with kind of all sorts of colors. So I really had a hard time deciding on a color. And then this is a little bit more, it was between linen and this aqua mist. And I picked another aqua, like a light aqua, and it was called like happiness or something like that. So I was really drawn towards that one because I'm strongly influenced by paint names. It could be the same color. And if it has a fun name, then I will go with that one. And my husband was like, that one's a little bit darker. I don't think you want to go any darker than this. We were seriously leaning towards a linen, which was just like a, off-white. But I don't know if I could do off-white. It feels like too boring. So we did this. So I'm glad you guys like it. Judy says, I love winter. There's less work. Well, that's true. Less outside work, you mean? Judy says humidity is supposed to come back tomorrow. Is it, Judy? But I think towards the end of this week and into next week, it's supposed to cool off, right? Because I think this next round of cool weather might be it. I think it might be here to stay at that time. Stacy says it's a really beautiful color. Thank you, Stacy. Sharon says, I love our whole 2 weeks of fall that we get here in Texas. Sharon, you need to come to Wisconsin and enjoy fall. Shelly says, you got just the right color. Oh, thank you. Beck says, it's a saturated aqua. Very pretty. Oh, good. So we didn't do too badly. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good feedback. Jean says, it's in mid-90s here in Kansas and humid, but supposed to get cooler on Wednesday. I'm definitely looking forward to cooler weather. Yeah, I am too. Judy says, yes, cool off Thursday. And yes, less outdoor work, only shoveling. Yeah, shoveling. That's true. Erlene, hello. My sewing studio is painted a light aqua and I absolutely love it. Very soft and great for checking colors. I love hearing that. I'm excited to get Sharon. Oh no, it's 93 there. I'm excited to get stuff hung up in here. I'm still trying to figure out furniture placement. So I wanted to move my sewing table to a different spot. Before I was over in the corner and I felt really crowded back there. And so I want to have it in a different spot. I'm going to try to get a bookshelf in here to put like all of the quilt books and binders and stuff on so that it's not taking up space on my sewing table. Because every time for block piecing, no problem. But when I'm putting a quilt together, I had no room on that table and it drove me crazy because then it puts stuff off. I feel like you can't sew straight if it's not feeding through straight because there's stuff behind your sewing machine that's, bunching it up. So I'm trying to figure out moving furniture into different locations, which then I'm not sure if it's all going to fit the way that I want it to fit. So I'm holding off hanging stuff up on walls until I get all of that figured out. Amy's Quilty Adventure says, I'm starting to wonder if we will even have a fall this year. It's 80s today in Michigan. Oh, don't say that. We need to have a fall. 95 in Kansas City. Ugh. Judy says, do you have wall space for a shelf for your books? Well, I have a bookshelf downstairs that is full of books right now. Oh my gosh, we have so many books in this house. And so my husband was like, how are you going to use that? What are we going to do with all the books that are in it? I don't know. We will figure it out. But we've had it for years since the kids were little and since the older kids were little. And so I think I'm going to chalk paint it and move it up here to use for books. It's got like a cabinet on the bottom. So there's storage on the bottom. And then the top hutch-like top is all shelving for books. So I'm thinking that that'll work. And I don't have to go buy anything. I can just repurpose what we've already have that is already being purposed. And we're just going to have to eliminate some books. I'm going to have the kids go through their stuff. 78 in East Honolulu. Oh, that's nice. Bex from Texas says, I have all my fall decor out. You do. I usually try. I should be having mine out too. I usually start in September as well. I haven't gotten any of that done. Wait till Thursday. And then this morning. Oh, it's supposed to be 56 degrees. Oh my gosh. Sharon says, I have my machine several inches from the wall. Things don't bump against it when I sew. That's what I need to do. I need to probably move it out from the wall, but I'm having a hard time having space to do that because there's like not a lot of space to walk in between. I'm trying to fit a lot of stuff in a small room. So I'm still figuring it out in my brain. I have it all mapped out where I want everything to go. But once you actually get it in here, it's like, oh, because there's going to be, I got to put that buffet thing behind me. So I don't know. I still have to figure it out. So crazy. Oh, Louise. Yeah. How about making the wall behind you a design wall? Ooh, that would be nice. Sharon says she's so jealous of the cooler weather. Stacey says, I love the Dixie Belle chalk paint. I seal with polyacrylic. Oh, you do? Judy says, I've been going through all my quilting and cross stitch books and magazines. Quite a process getting rid of a bunch. Well, I don't have too many. So I know that they will all fit on the shelf and then I can put other stuff on it too. Maybe you need a she shed office in your backyard. Yeah, that would go over like a lead balloon. Plus then I'd have to go through the snow to get to it. I wouldn't like that very much. It would deter me from getting sewing and stitching and stuff done. Okay, and then I have some exciting news, but first I'll share this. We are getting ready. We are moving on this month to Lori's Stitch Cards Set F. I'm really excited to stitch these. I haven't caught up yet with Stitch Card Set E, but I grabbed this to bring home so that I can get started and crank through Stitch Card Set E, those cute little pictures, because I really want to stitch this in October. I really want to stitch these 4 in October because I love stitching things in season, and this will be a perfect little Halloween fix for me for October. So I really want to stitch those, and I'd like to get E done first. Kay says, finished, you are the boss. Since COVID is keeping me out of my sewing room, I can't stay up for long periods of time. Just started fall on the farm. Well, that's good that you can sit and stitch at least. You are the boss is so cute. I hope you enjoyed stitching it. So some exciting news. Look what has arrived. Ah, it's here and it's beautiful. Autumn Love by Lori Holt. I can hardly stand it. I am super excited to stitch it. We are doing this in October with Lori. Lori's stitching it in October too. And it's available. So as many of you know, we have a stitch along, Autumn Love stitch along that we are starting in October to be able to stitch with Lori. And I also, so if you've signed up for that, the invoices will be coming next week. We are waiting on Floss to make kits. So the invoices will be coming next week. And for those of you who wanted just the patterns are listed in the shop. So for those of you who signed up for the stitch along invoices will be coming next week, and we'll get everything out the door to you. So you'll be ready to start stitching in October. I can't wait. And for those of you who just wanted the patterns separately, they are now listed in the shop. So yay, Autumn Love is here. It makes my autumn heart happy. I was talking with someone who said, there's no way you could get this all done in a month. And I said, no. So my approach is going to be, I'm just going to take it square by square. I mean, obviously you can stitch it however you want to. I'm going to focus square by square and try to get, they look pretty small. So I'm thinking, 1 or 2, maybe done a month, I hope. That's my hope. And I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to stitch on. Can you just tell me what to stitch on? Either 25 count or 36 count. That's what I'm trying to decide. And I can't decide. The sample was stitched on 25 count barley Lugana. It's very pretty. So Autumn Love is here. Sorry, I got so distracted by Autumn Love that I am not keeping up with what people are saying. Jen says, I saw that and was hoping you meant you had it in person. Yes, I do. It's here. It arrived. Jean says, I've been waiting for Autumn Love. Well, I appreciate you waiting, Jean. First of all, let me thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, I appreciate you holding out and waiting. And it's here now. It's here, and I'm thrilled to share that with you. Are you sending it right away? So invoice will probably go out next week because the floss has not arrived yet. Sweet, says Tammy S. Kay says, I'm so excited for Autumn Love. Can't wait. Hurry, Mr. Mailman. Stacy says, okay, terrific. Bex from Texas says, Autumn Love. I can't wait to stitch it. You guys, this will be really fun. It'll be a great part for Funtober. And once I get my feet under me again after being gone, I am going to type up, we're going to do some fun things in Funtober for cross stitch. We're also going to do some fun things for quilting and some fun things for crochet, including prizes, giveaways. And some of them are going to be kind of big. So stay tuned for all of that. I would really, really love to have fun with you guys in Funtober. Like, really. I think it's necessary. I think it needs to happen. And if you guys have any ideas of things that you would like to see in Funtober or to have me do or whatever, please send me an email and let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and ideas. So please send me an email and let me know if you think, oh, this would be really fun to do in Funtober. If you have any really fun ideas. I'd love to hear it. I was never here, says Judy, for a stitch along. Does it cost? How does it work? So Judy, we have, so there are kind of two kinds of stitch alongs that you can do. We offer a lot of stitch alongs through our shop. And a stitch along doesn't necessarily always mean that I'm going to be stitching along. It just depends on the chart and time and all of that kind of stuff. But you're stitching along with the Happy Little Stitch Shop community. So people oftentimes share their progress, and I encourage people to continue to share your progress through our Happy Little Stitchers Facebook group, because that's really where people get inspired and motivated from seeing other people's progress, and where we can really feel like we're stitching along with each other, even though we're miles apart. So there are kind of two kinds. There's a one and done stitch along, which is what Autumn Love is. You get the pattern. If you sign up for the stitch along, you get the pattern, you get the floss kit, and you get cloth, kind of all in a kit, shipped to you, one-time shipment, one-time charge, and you're done. And then you can have stitch alongs, which are a series. And the series stitch alongs, typically in the first shipment, you get your kit, including floss kit, cloth, and pattern. And then each month after that, you get the next consecutive chart in the series. So we have two ways that we do it. It just depends on if it's a series stitch along or if it's a single chart. And everybody shares their progress and questions and connects through our Happy Little Stitchers Facebook group, so that you can feel like you're stitching with peeps. Does that answer your question, Judy? Carrie says, do you have 16 or 18 count in barley? I do not have 16 or 18 count in barley. I think it only comes in 25 count from Lori, but we offered this stitch along. You had choices of 14 count, 25 count, 32 count, or 36 count. For all of the other counts, 14, 32, and 36, we try to find the closest cloth color that would match this, but in the count that you've chosen. So if you want this to be exactly like this, then 25 count barley is your answer. And then cloth, we figure out cloth on our end for the other counts. Bex from Texas, where would you start the pattern middle? I'm going to start right up here. Upper left, that's where I always start. And then I'll work my way across here. And then I'll do this and maybe this and probably this and then probably this, this, and this. And then I'll do the bottom, and then I'll focus on this beautiful center. The center will probably be my last. Maybe. I don't know. If I get done here, maybe I'll venture into here, depending on how I'm feeling. But I usually start up in the top left corner. It's so much easier than starting in the middle for my brain. Kay says, can we suggest 14 count lambs? Well, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do for 14 count as well. Which I could also do for 32 count. Kay says, I need a 24 by 36 piece, please. Yes, I will order that for you. Kay says, for those of us that don't do linen, yes. Pat says, I like the 14 count when stitching. Yeah, that's why I try to offer all of the counts, because I want you to be happy with your stitch, and I want you to enjoy it and be comfortable stitching it. So everybody has their own sweet spot that they're comfortable stitching. And so I try to offer a little bit of a variety for cloth, so that you can get what you want to stitch on. Debbie says, I'm thinking this is one I should try higher thread count. 14 and 16 Aida is the cloth I usually use. If you want to try higher, maybe you try the 25. I think it's still an even weave, so it's not like a linen where you sometimes have to search for the hole to make sure you're in the right one. So it's an even weave. The holes are easy to see. They line up very easily. And it'll get you used to stitching over two, using two threads over two. So I think 25, if you're looking to venture outside of Aida and you've done 14, 16 count Aida, you could always go to 18 or 20 count. But if you want to try something different, I would recommend 25 count. If you're feeling, like walking on the edge. Judy says, so if all I need is the pattern, then I could be in the stitch along. Anybody can join the stitch along. Yeah. You don't have to get the kit from us. We want everybody to stitch with us that can. I mean, I prefer that you get the product from us, but anybody is welcome to join. The more stitchers, the better. So join in. We are an inclusive group. We want people to be included. So anybody is welcome to stitch along with us. If you just need the pattern, yeah, just order the pattern and join in. And share your progress in our Happy Little Stitchers Facebook group and keep me motivated. I look at those pictures and it really does. It's motivating to see other people do it. And then you can see the stitch coming together and you're like, oh, I really want to pick that up and get back to it. I really love that group as a source of motivation. I see people do their remix blocks or do their prairie blocks or do their stitching or crochet. And I think, oh, it motivates me to get my stuff together and do it. Bex from Texas says 14 or 16 count for me. I would cry if I had to do linen, but we don't want you crying. So 14, 16 count is good. Sharon says, if you stitch on 18 count, do you stitch over 1 or 2 with 1 or 2 strands on any project? So for 16 count, that's a little bit of a middle ground count, I think, and it's kind of what you prefer. I've had some people who have stitched 2 over 1 and love it. I've had some that stitch 2 over 1 and they think it's too full, so then they switch. I would probably tend to do, when did I stitch on 18 count? I think I did Christmas on the farm. What is that called? Farmhouse Christmas. It's not called Christmas on the farm. Farmhouse Christmas. I feel like I did that on 18 count. 2 over 1. That's what I did. Where is it? Here. 2 over 1 on 18 count. That's what I did. I think it was 18 count. Play barn gray. Oh, heavens to Betsy, it's not here. I did 2 over 1. 2 strands over 1. Good suggestion. Good one for 25 count Lagana. Judy says, okay, thank you. You're welcome. Yes, sunglasses if you're going to cry. Then you really couldn't see. Also, what arrived with Autumn Love? Ta-da! Oh, Henry does not like my singing. Did you hear that? As soon as I started to sing, he started to bark. Rotten dog. I'm just kidding. I love him. He's a very good dog. But look, Autumn Love Needleminder by Lori Holt is here. Oh, Jen does 1 strand on 1836 count and up. Just try a few stitches of each and see what you prefer. This is the middle count where people switch. Yeah. Yep. Same with 20 count, I would say. I'm not invoicing for these with your kit. So Stacy says you're invoicing those with our kits. I'm not, but I can for sure add it on if you want one. So usually I'm happy to add stuff on when I do invoicing. So usually I send the invoice with what was signed up for. And then if you want stuff added on to your invoice, just send me an email back with a list of what you want added on. Don't pay your invoice, but send me a list to add stuff, and then I will send you a new invoice, and that way all of your stuff is on one order. Otherwise, if you place a separate order, there's no guarantee that it's going to ship together, because sometimes I don't see all of the orders. Even if you message me and say I placed 2 orders, sometimes I don't always catch them as they're going through. So it's always best to email me and make sure all of your stuff is on one invoice, and then you can pay the one invoice together. So this is super cute. Look at that. Autumn Love Needle Minder by Lori Holt is in the shop and ready to ship. Sharon says one thread over one doesn't seem to cover, but two looks a little puffy. What about 2 over 2? You could always try that and see how that looks to you. You know, what you like best. Stacey says, okie dokie, yes, please, and thank you. You are welcome. Jen says, yeah, Sharon, and sometimes it depends on brand of thread and cloth too. Yeah, sometimes different brands of cloth can make a complete difference. So you can't always go by the standard rule because sometimes the cloth is different and it will look different, or it's just different. So sometimes, even if I might typically do 2 over 1 for 18 count, if I'm stitching on a cloth and it does look a little puffy and a little crowded, then it might be time to change it up and try something different. Sharon says, thanks, Jen and Angela. You are welcome. Lori, hello there. How are you? Lori, can you vouch for me? Everybody was like, did you get a picture with Lori when you met her at Garden of Quilts? I said, no, I did not get a picture with her at Garden of Quilts. You're just, because I totally forgot. I completely forgot. I didn't get a picture with anyone at Garden of Quilts because I forgot. I'm horrible about it. So they'll just have to trust me. And I said, maybe you would vouch that we did actually meet. And it was so nice. I was so happy to have time with you. I know you were super busy, but I was really happy to have time with you. It made my Lori heart happy. Yes. We were too busy chatting. It was so nice. I was so happy to meet you and to spend some time with you. It was so nice. I thank you for taking time because I know you were very busy. Teaching your fabulous classes, which, by the way, oh my gosh, people were raving about Lori's classes. Everybody says, hi, Lori. Hi, Kay says, hi, Miss Lori. Sharon says, hi, Lori. Colleen says, hi, Lori. So, Lori, I got Autumn Love and Autumn Love. We are super excited. We cannot wait to start this stitch next month in Funtober. It's perfect. It's perfect for Funtober. I can't wait. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm very excited. Amy says, hi, Lori. Jean says, hi, Lori. Chris says, your classes, Lori, were the best. Laurel says, aloha, Lori. Oh, thanks so much. I had the best students ever. Yeah, I heard so much feedback about so many different classes that people took, which was great to hear because it was very insightful for me, having never been there before. And oh my gosh, people were just raving about Lori's class. Very personal, like very intimate, very personal, having time with her, not like a, lecture style class where you don't really get to interact. It was just, I heard really, really fabulous things about it. Jen says, Lori, I loved your class at Garden of Quilts. Thank you again. Colleen says, Angela, I'm going to use called for fabric and floss. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have you down for that. If you signed up for 25 count, then you'll get the barley 25 count. Yep. Carrie says, my Lori heart is happy too. I just finished quilting Flea Market Table Runner. You did. Clearing my plate to make room for Autumn Love Stitch Long. Carrie, share a picture. I love that table runner. It's one of my favorites. Share a picture because I would love to see it. I'm going to make a little something for this thing back here. And I have to measure it and then figure out what I'm going to make. But it's going to be Lori something. So I just have to figure that out. Try to make it to the right size. So excited about that. I was thinking about that before I got on today, and I was like, oh, I really want to measure that and just start thinking about what I want to make. Jen says, no, she told us stories and once again felt like I was just sewing with her. Oh, that's good. She told us stories. She just hung out. Like you just had stitching with Lori time. Colleen says, I just finished washing my windows inside and out. I feel new. Oh, does that feel good when you do that? That's quite a job, washing windows. It's not my favorite. My girls enjoy washing windows, though. They do. Like they enjoy it. Do the windows need to be washed? Yes. Go ahead. Carrie says, oh, but now I have to add all those buttons. I know. I'm still kind of in the process of that, but it really makes it look so cute. So it'll be a bit before I get a picture posted. Yeah, yeah, mine is the same, but it's so darling once those buttons get added. Because I can tell with the ones that I've done and the ones that I have yet to do. It's very cute. Thank you for saying that about my classes. I make it my goal to have one-on-one time with each student. Well, that's what I heard was happening from your students. So you succeeded because it was really, really good feedback. Good positive feedback. Colleen says, did you tell grandma stories, Lori? Those are my fave in your blog. Jen says, you met your goal. You were great. See, that's fabulous. It's so nice to hear stuff like that. Oh, before I forget, okay. Garden Club series, we're doing a stitch along for this, and it starts next month. So you have not next month. It starts in November. So you have a little bit of time to sign up for this if you want to join this stitch along. So this is the Garden Club series by Blackbird Designs. And there is it's a 12-part series. So there's a new chart. There are 12 total charts, a new chart each month. Super cute. And then today I just added from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, Houses on Pumpkin Lane series. This is a brand new release from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery from Needlework Expo. And it's a 9-part series similar to Houses on Peppermint Lane, except this is the fall themed series. And so I have a stitch along on our website, happylittlestitchup.com. It's going to start in February. So you can go out and you can reserve your spot in our stitch along and choose what floss you want. If you want DMC, if you want fancy floss, and choose what count cloth you want. If you want 16 count or 32 count. So there it is. Houses on Pumpkin Lane, stitch along to start in February. You can reserve your spot now. Lori says, I cannot wait to start stitching Autumn Love. Day 1, Stitchtober. I'm excited that you are joining along with me. I'm excited too. I love stitching anything with Lori, but I am kind of unreasonably excited about Autumn Love. I really am. It is just so pretty. I absolutely love this quilt. Absolutely love it. But even if this was not attached to a quilt in any way, this is a fabulous cross stitch pattern. So it's just like icing on the cake for me because I already love the quilt. And so this is just fabulous. But even if there wasn't a quilt in existence, this cross stitch pattern is fabulous. It's fabulous. I love it. I'm excited to start stitching it. And it's happy and it's colorful, but it still is all autumn, like it has a total autumn feel, but with really fun and happy colors still. I love it. Jen says, are you sending called for threads on that one or DMC? For this one? For which one, Jen? I'm sorry. Colleen says, ooh, I like the Garden Club series. It's really pretty. Bex from Texas says, I hope to someday go to a Lori class. That would be so fun. Andre says, hi, when will Autumn Love be in PDF form and will it be too big? Stitched on 11 count Ada. I don't get the PDF form, so I don't know when it'll be available in PDF. And 11 count, I mean, it might be kind of big. I think you could do it in 11 count, but it might be kind of large. Could finish at 17 by 20. So 17 by 20 is what it would finish at in 11 count if that size works for you. You just have to find a big enough piece of cloth, which I think anybody could do a custom. I'd be happy to do a custom cut for you. Stacy says it was such a wonderful surprise for her to create the stitch to go along with the quilt. My most fave of all of her patterns. I agree. Lori says, I'm now teaching classes on my YouTube regularly and in person once yearly at Gardener Quilts each September. So we're kind of lucky because we get Lori in our sewing rooms or in our living rooms with us anytime we want. And of course, every time she releases a new video, but of course, anytime you need to look back through any of her old videos, you get to have her there anytime you want, which I think is awesome. I was crazy excited when Lori started her YouTube channel. I was like, yes, I can just have access to all of the goodness anytime. For Garden Club. So for Garden Club, I think I have it set up that you could choose DMC or Fancy Floss. Let me look. I think you get a choice. I try to always make DMC available because some people just want DMC. They prefer it. Some of them don't want the expense of Fancy Floss. So I try to always make that available as one of the options. But if there's a lot of Fancy Floss in the pattern, I try to make that a Fancy Floss kit available too. So Garden Series. Let me see. Oh, DMC. That's what I have down for it as DMC. What is this? I did all of this research a while ago. Well, it gives the DMC conversion in the patterns. So the floss kit that I'm offering is DMC. Michelle says, well, I know you will hang Autumn Love on one of your walls in the house. I will. Yes, I will hang Autumn Love. I don't know where, but I will. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Lori says, I'm right in the middle of stitching Garden Club. I think I knew that from watching your floss tubes. And then it might have been from you that people started requesting, will you do a stitch along? And actually you requested it. It's been a little while. Like I think it was maybe last year that people requested it. And I just didn't get around to it until now. And so now we have the stitch along up there. Same for little. Same for little of the. Kay says, how big is the pumpkin house pillow? So when stitched on 36 count, which is what this is stitched on, it finishes at 5.5 by 5. So if we're stitching it on 32 count, it'd be a 6 by, whoa, hey, that's not right. 6 by 5.5. Anne says, I completely switched over to Fancy Fonts once I heard you were Angela. For what? For what did you switch over to Fancy Floss for? Oh, on Prairie Life. Oh, I have that to share. What is happening? I'm forgetting. Judy says, I'm adding floss to my cart as we speak. Oh, good. I put a bunch of fancy floss out there. So I hope you guys can find it and get what you need. My sound is messed up. Is it just me? Oh, I hope not. I am echoey because my room is empty until I get all my stuff back in here. I need to order Garden Club. That's really pretty. Yay, Bex from Texas. Kay says my sound is going crazy, only getting garbled sounds. Oh no. I finally had a minute to go through my whip basket and get out the Prairie Sampler that I had started. I'll be stitching on it when I go glamping next week. That's so fun. My sound is good. I had to close and reopen. It's fine now. Reservation. Is there a possibility you have extra kits of Autumn Love? Yes, it's still open. The reservation is still open. So yes, absolutely. You can still sign up for it. Okay, so my goal is to finish before I start Autumn Love is to finish Flea Market Flowers, which I am almost done with. I am so close. I just need to get it done. I did make progress since the last time. The last time I had the last 3 flowers to do. So I had this one, and this one. And now, look at that. I got this one done right here and this one done, and I've started on the last one. So I'm on the last square. The last one, and then this one will be done. Flea Market Flowers will be done. And I can frame it and I can hang it up someplace in this beautiful neutral room. Wouldn't these colors look fabulous in here? Or better yet, in my house somewhere? I'll probably hang this in my house somewhere. But look, that's kind of fun. I'm probably gonna hang it up in the house once I get it framed. So that's almost done. So Autumn Love, look out, here I come. And then while I was at Garden of Quilts, I started what Lori is talking about. Oh my gosh, my pattern's all messed up because clearly I didn't put it back very nicely. What Lori's talking about, which is Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. And we are just starting this in September. We're just kicking this off this month for Sampler September. And Lori's sewing with us. She had already had this one in progress, and she's pulling it out and stitching it with us. So this is what Lori's talking about. Debbie says, close and reopen. Kay says, my son is back. What size for pillow? So if you stitch on 36 count, it's 5 by 5.5. If you stitch on 32 count, it'll be 5.5 by 6. Thanks, that worked. Flea Market, I stitched on 25 count Lugana. The 25 count Lugana that Lori called for. What did she call for? Let's see. Oh no, I stitched on 25 count Lugana Potato because the called for Lugana, which is also barley, wasn't available at the time. It was on back order. So I stitched it on Potato, which was also a very nice color, very similar to barley. So, but barley, 25 count barley by Lori Holt is the called for. The called for cloth for that one. So Prairie Life Sampler. I didn't get much of a start, but I got a little bit of a start. Laurel says, love that one. So pretty, Angela. Thank you, Sharon. Jen says, oh, you're so close. So close. So close. It's gonna get done like soon. Debbie said, if I wasn't doing so many Lori Holt quilts, I could get more cross stitching done. Enjoy all of it. Beck says, that's gorgeous. Thank you. Beck says, who else says, thank you. You're welcome. Anne says, I am rushing to finish another sampler so I can try to start Prairie Life before sampler September is over. But sampler October is a thing, right? It's totally a thing if you make it a thing. Absolutely. Lori says, yay, Angela, you're almost there in your flea market flowers. It looks so pretty in that room. Thank you. I'm excited. I've so enjoyed that stitch. And it's been kind of nice to get back to it because I clearly was not doing it for a little bit. So I'm really liking it. And now I'm excited to finish it off. Okay, here's my Prairie Life. I didn't get too far, but I did get one of those flowers done because I wanted to see what I thought of the colors. So I think I used, so far I've used all of the fancy floss colors except for the yellow in the middle of the flower because it was only 5 stitches and I felt like the DMC would be just fine for that. So there we go. That's my teeny tiny start on Prairie Life. This one will be really pretty, really fun to stitch, and a fun little way to pay tribute to all of those prairie settlers. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to share with you people. Stacy says, love it. Bex from Texas says, it looks nice so far. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that's all I have for you guys today. I had a little bit of progress, a little bit of crochet, a little bit of news from Garden Quilts, some new charts in the shop, new needle minder in the shop, project bags that are ready to go if you need to do a project, a couple new stitch alongs to consider, and then some exciting autumn love news. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. We are having another live stream on Thursday this week for quilting. So our quilting live is on Thursday. And I hope you all have a fabulous week. I hope to have my feet under me a little bit more by Thursday. And I hope to see you then. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to give us a thumbs up. And please be sure to subscribe to our Happy Little Stitch Shop YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook and check out happylittlestitchshop.com for all of your fabulous shopping. Thank you so, so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. I will see you again on Thursday. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye-bye.